gonna go out there and see if I can't make it happen. This is really the essence of what kayak fishing is all about. This is my kayak. Get yourself one. There he is. Yeah! Look at that tank! Fish on! Oh my God! Good night! Oh yeah! Good morning, everybody. I came down to Florida. I didn't even make it to the water, and this guy right here hits me up. So I'm gonna have a local area guide. This is Chris Muzinski. So Chris is gonna take us to one of his favorite spots here in the Claremont chain in Lake County, Florida. And when I was talking to Chris on the phone, he was like, man, these little lakes, the lakes that you don't know their name, are better than the lakes that everybody knows their name. We're gonna head out right now, see if we can't bang out some fish. Lake County, Florida. It's gonna be a good time.
He's got one.
Oh, look at that bald eagle right there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of eagles out here.
Eagles in the mist. So here's the logic that I'm about to use. If I was a betting man, I would fish where the smartest fisherman on the lake's fishing, and that's that eagle right there sitting looking over that flat. So that's what I'm gonna do. In this new segment called How to Be a Better Fisherman with Chad Hoover, follow the eagles. Oh, that's an osprey, that's not an eagle. Either way, still the best fisherman out here. Come on, birds.
I've been talking on and off with Chad online for years now. He helped guide me as a starting kayak angler. Fish on.
Nice.
What kayak would suit my novice abilities and what paddles to get. And since then, he said, hey, one day I would love to meet you and shake your hand. Never thought I'd actually be fishing with him. So of course I went fanboy and freaked out a little bit. I'm pretty excited, trying to put a show together for him, so. There you go, something to start with there. Thanks, little buddy.
One of the coolest things about heading down to Claremont was the opportunity to hook up with one of the biggest fans that I've ever met and to spend a day on the water picking his brain about the local area and letting him ask me every question he's ever wanted to ask after being a fan for pretty much since I started this whole thing.
It's not often that you get to go out on the water with somebody like this, so I'm taking full advantage of it. Needless to say, it's been a master class today with Chad. It's been pretty darn cool, I have to admit.
There he is. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's pretty rewarding to have fans. It really does feed the fuel that keeps you doing what you're doing. The one thing that I can't understand is after all this time and with this body, how I don't have a stalker yet. I'm not saying I want a stalker. I'm just starting to kind of wonder and take it personally that I haven't had one yet. I mean, I'm stalker material, right?
Sounded like Chad either got one or possibly missed one, so I'm gonna check out what's going on over here.
Here we go. There we go. Bend me into the boat. I like it like that. Oh, oh! That was 100% Hollywood trying to spin it around. That was a big fish.
I'm feeling for him right now. That was a good fish. I saw it spin up. I mean, that was classic. Did the jump, everything right next to the boat. Get your heart going. Confidence
Is one of those key things that I talk about over and over again. And you can lose a fish like that and let it take your confidence to crap. Or you can say to yourself, man, I was doing everything right except keep your mindset right. Double down, hammer down, catch a big one. Because there's more out here. Maybe Chris is actually fishing behind me, batting cleanup, and hopefully he snags that big one I missed. Because you know, as fishermen, every fish you miss is a big one. No, but one of them like really was. Not like fisherman really, like really. Like it was like not like 10 pounds, but like 7.4.
That is something that's exciting about Florida and the waters down here is you just never know what you could get at any point in time. You could absolutely catch the best fish of your life. He's on. So as we're paddling over here, pulled out the fluke, popping it next to the shoreline there. He came out and just nailed it. He's not big, but hey, they're all fun. No, you need to get bigger. Thank you, little buddy. We're figuring him out.
Got him. Oh! Oh, he's still laying right there. He's up on top of the pads. Oh, man. Oh, that was my fault. I was trying to be fancy. Chad Hoover Fishing is brought to you by Fish USA, America's tackle shop. Nines, polarized, perfected. DZ, the quality truck accessory people. NRS, makers of the Chinook and Chinook PFDs for kayak fishing. Bonafide kayaks, stability, agility, ultimate fishability. Kayak bass fishing, the world's largest kayak fishing community. Dude, I gotta go see the voodoo lady or something. I've been in Florida like 4 days, ain't even touched a bass. I've missed bass that don't make no sense to miss. There he is. Oh, you. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. So I literally just missed 2 fish, and on a tough day in tough conditions, that could be critical in ruining your confidence. And then I looked down as if to look for an excuse from the rod, and it actually gave me one. If you're not using the right rod with the right length, power, and action combination, it can result in missed fish that you blame on yourself. I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel room. In a hurry, I put the fluke on the crankbait rod. A fluke should really be fished on a fast or extra fast rod. I'm gonna switch these lures out, and hopefully that'll result in a big old bucket mouth slob laying here in my lap. Let's check in and see how Chris is doing and see if he's catching more fish, better fish, or any fish.
I got chucked swim bait back there, and as it was going through, I got hit. Here comes a little baby gator. Apparently he likes swim baits. It's okay. Nope, no death roll. Stop, buddy. Kayak fishing, especially, you're gonna get into some of these spots like we are right now that can have but a few alligators here and there. By and large, unless you accidentally catch one like I did, they leave you alone for the most part. As long as you respect them and keep your distance, they'll never bother you. Pretty docile creatures, to be honest with you. Especially when it's a little chilly out right now. I was actually kind of surprised that I hooked him. I didn't think he'd be that aggressive. Never know what you're gonna get in Florida.
There he is. Little simple adjustment like the right rod makes all the difference in the world in setting the hook. If you notice there, that fish is hooked right in the top of the mouth and it is hooked deep. Everything works right, like it's supposed to, when it works right, like it's supposed to. Man, these Florida bass are just so pretty. Love it. Starting to get active out here a little bit. There he is. All right. It's a little guy, but he ate it. And I got him right in the corner of the mouth, like you're supposed to. Man, that is a little black dude. What you call a trophy depends on the day. And today, that's a trophy. I'm not gonna dink drop him. I'm gonna ease him back in the water. All right, so had I chosen the right rod, that'd be 4 fish in about an hour after several hours with no fish. So let me take a second and show you how I like to rig a fluke and a couple of different variations. So I know you're probably gonna say to yourself, how hard is it to rig a fluke? Well, it's not hard, but a fluke is a really versatile bait if you think of it that way. So for the conditions we have right now, fishing this coontail, let me show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the bait, I just let it hang natural, just like I'm rigging a Senko, and I go down about 2 lengths from the transition and I bring it out. Then what I do is I roll that up like that, and then what I'll do is I wanna hump the body up when I bring the hook through it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim the hook, but I'm going to turn the body to get the angle that I want. When I hump that body up, what that does is that makes that bait fall over. When I twitch it, it levels out, and I twitch it and it levels out. So I can lay it on that coon tail and kind of drag it. Keeps it in the strike zone longer, creates a reaction bite, but more importantly, it keeps it from nosing completely over and falling down into those holes, which cause you to hang up. So really a fluke is a very easy bait to fish, but there's some little subtle things that you can do to get a little more action, to get the right action, and to get that lure to react and interact with the environment better to get the strike you're looking for. So if you're not fishing a fluke in the wintertime, well, you're wrong. So add a fluke to your arsenal, play around with the rigging, play around with the configuration, play around with how you set it up, and I think that you'll get better results based on changing up how you rig it for the particular conditions.
Today was probably the worst weather day for going out and fishing. When a cold front comes through here, the fish are very finicky. They're not like anything up north where even if it gets iced over, they'll still bite. Here we have a pressure change, a wind change, a temperature change, and the fish go bananas. I mean, they just don't know what to do. They get lockjaw, they'll go deep, they'll go shallow. Today was a little bit unpredictable. We didn't know it was gonna be this cloudy, this long. So I was hoping for a little sunshine. Grow bigger.
Well guys, that is gonna do it for my first day here in Claremont, Florida. Didn't catch what I was expecting, but that's also part of the process. The hell. We'll be right back with more kayak bass fishing, and hopefully I'll have one hanging right there with a big old grin on my face like that. All right guys, welcome back. I'm gonna turn it over to Chris Cantwell of the Native Pro Staff. I'm gonna let him walk you through the boat that he's using for this episode, the all new for 2020 Native Slayer Propel Max.
This is a Slayer completely redesigned. Starting from the front, you'll notice we got a horizontal grab handle, so nice natural position with your hand. The bow hatch has been completely redesigned from the old Slayers. It's hinged. We got a nice weatherproof seal. We have an integrated battery holder. There's also a through-hole scupper, which allows you to run cables to your battery and then right to your transducer. Moving back, we got the new 701 series pedal drive, new crank arms, bicycle-style pedals, and it also comes with grip pins so you can run boots or bare feet on either side. We also have the new style prop with an integrated weed guard. And remember, Native Watercraft was the first with reverse. Right at your fingertips, you'll have storage spots for 3,600 Plano boxes, one on each side. And it wouldn't be a Native without a forward-facing built-in rod holder. And in the back here, we have two nice big grab handles for easy loading onto your truck or trailer with integrated mounting plate for any of the modern kayak-friendly electric motors.
Well guys, there you have it. That's an awesome walkthrough from Chris Cantwell of the newest addition to the Native Watercraft line. If you want to pick up a Native Watercraft or all of your kayak fishing gear needs, check out the folks at Fish USA, America's Tackle Shop. But for now, we're going to head back to the water. The great thing about the Central Florida area is there's thousands of lakes. There he is. Time to get out there and flex a little fish muscle. You know what? They don't have to be big to be fun.
We had a cold front move in last night. Typically that can slow down the fish, so one of the things that I'm doing is throwing a weightless yum dinger. So what I'm looking for are these open areas and these lily pads, just tossing the bait in the little pockets. The nice thing about rigging it weightless is you got a really nice slow fall presentation. Just looking for that little tick on the line. Once you see that your line swimming away, that's the time to nail them. There we go. Propel drive is so important. I was able to keep my position, not have to touch a paddle, and cast right back into an area. I'll take that on a tournament day. Let's get some more.
So what you have to do when you're focusing on catching Florida strain bass is find shallow water, fish as slow as you possibly can, while offering them a presentation that's going to provide them a good return on investment for the energy that they're going to expend to capture it.
What's cool about Florida is really the diversity of the type of fishing you can do. We can drive to the coast and catch saltwater fish. We're here fishing largemouth. There was a couple pickerel that I seen following my chatterbait earlier today. It's really, you name it, you got it in Florida. Little hammer handle.
You see that? You tried to knock it off the pad. I used to really get sick. I'm talking physically sick when I missed or I lost a big fish. I used to let it get to me, come on, and get in my head, come on. So the trick I've learned is when I lose a big fish, I give myself a bit of a pep rally and say, yeah, you lost a big fish, but you were in the right place at the right time, made the right cast, got the fish to eat. So you did 98% of everything right. Don't get so down on yourself that you allow it to create a domino effect that ruins the rest of your trip. Got it. Because it could be robbing yourself of the opportunity to redeem yourself. You ain't getting away, fish. And I think if you'll do the same thing, the next time you miss or lose a big fish, we'll be posing for a picture of a big old slob. Your fat sister got away, but you didn't. Chad Hoover Fishing is brought to you by Nines, polarized, perfected. Yak Attack, make it yours. Yeti, built for the wild. Tacticam Fish Eye, share your catch. Fish USA, America's tackle shop. Native Watercraft, the best in kayak fishing. All right, guys, so we made it to the spot. Basically, I'm between Lake Susan and Lake Louisa, and I don't know which one I want to ask out on a date yet. All the lakes here, for the most part, are named after ladies, which is pretty cool. But you got to get out there and explore and go see the water. Stuff looks good on aerial photography, but it looks a lot better in front of the nose of your kayak, so let's get out on the water. Man, sometimes you have these just cringe moments that you really feel deep down in your soul for somebody when you see something, and so I was doing a little quick social media, and one of the first things that popped up in my feed was a good buddy of mine, Adam Reiser. You guys have seen Adam in a couple of episodes, where he knocked his front teeth out with a jig. That is one of the major reasons that I wear sunglasses. There is a good chance at any given time you set the hook, a lure can come flying back at you and pop you in the eye. And so I like these impact resistant lenses from Nines. You can knock your front teeth out and you can get new teeth. If you knock your eye out, you can't get it back. So wear your glasses, it can save your eye. You know, Florida is a wild and unpredictable place. You never know what you're gonna come across. But one of the things you don't expect to see in Florida just happens to be one of those things, for whatever reason, I just keep happen to run into on the river, and that's black cows. We got a couple of black cows here just munching on some water grass, and this one's eating Spanish moss, which I didn't know cows ate. All this greenery, and that cow's eating Spanish moss. I don't think she's real happy that I'm here. Hey, I saved one of your cousins one time. So as I enter my 10th season, there's a lot of things that stick out in my mind as memorable occurrences on the water. But without a shadow of a doubt, the most memorable was running into a cow on the river that had a calf breached, that ultimately turned into a rescue mission to get the breached calf out of her and ensure her survival. That was a unique experience. We were blessed with the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time so that we can make sure that that cow survived. So hopefully she's not hamburger by now.
Plant a tree up on the hill, and days go by on your windowsill, and you're standing in its shade.
I asked those guys if they wanted to race, but then they saw these guns and they declined.
Chase away the lightning clouds until you finally get old and gray.
They said, nope, not having any of that.
We all fade away.
I'm sitting out here in a spot in Florida, 65 degrees outside in the middle of winter when it's snowing back home. I get to take this thing everywhere I go on like a magic carpet ride. That's the best way to explain it. I get to glide through stuff that honestly sometimes doesn't seem real. There's a lot of beautiful and wild places out there, but there's something beautiful and wild about Florida in the wintertime. Though it's transitioning, it's a different transition than everywhere else. Everywhere else there's a pretty hard cut to winter, and then things are frozen and everything dies, and here it just kind of just slows down a little bit, but it doesn't completely die off, and it's one of the most magical times to be here. It's known as the Sunshine State for obvious reasons, and there's just something about coming out here and, man, honestly, just being out here. It doesn't matter if you catch a fish. If you want to know why I kayak fish and what makes me continue to just grind, I just want to be a part of the thing that I love so much and be able to give it to the people that I think could benefit from it as well. Kayak fishing, from the standpoint of mental space after spending 20 years in the military, it didn't just save my life, it actually saved my life on a couple of different occasions. I don't understand what it's like to be addicted to a drug or heroin, but I can tell you, I can empathize with a heroin addict or a crack addict or an alcoholic or somebody that just absolutely has to have something, because I have that same condition. I have a fishing addiction.
Whoa, we're only here for a short while. You better take it with a smile. Whoa, the past is gone forever. You better leave it all behind and try.
So I've already been down there and back, and these guys are just getting back, and I didn't even break a sweat.